William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Mayfair Bookshop, a novel of Nancy Mitford and the Pursuit of Happiness by Eliza Knight, performed by Anne-Marie Gideon. To my dad, who instilled in me a love of reading at an early age and never said no to a trip to the most magical of places, a bookshop. Chapter 1. Nancy Mitford. Mid-March, 1931. Darling Evelyn, there is no place more perfect to wear a divine coral tiara than one's own fabulously orchestrated book launch party, especially when the evening crush is hosted by my own famous younger sister, Diana Lady Guinness. Though I would have been happy to drink from a bottle running through the street, dressed as a character in my book, my sister, you know how she is, has insisted on throwing a soiree, and will no doubt outdo herself, a sentiment felt deep in my heart, since my parents have always looked down their noses at my prose. But not you, my darling friend, not you. Until then. Love from Nancy. In the house on Buckingham Street, a stone's throw from the Royal Palace, golden light dripped from every crystal chandelier. Gardenias, roses and lilies overflowed from dozens of Waterford vases. An 8-piece jazz ensemble played a mixture of the latest hits, and older, less jazzy favourites sure to get even the elder generation dancing. The posh 4-story brick manse was elbow to elbow with amusing people, grasping crystal coupe glasses from the champagne tower. Half the guests were clever, the other half hoped to be photographed. All of them were here for the free champagne and delicate canapes being passed by footmen outfitted in Guinness livery. How patrician. Upon first entry to the famed house, there were stacks of hardback copies of Highland Fling, with my name in bold across the jacket. Each invitee would take home their copy of my first novel, my neat autograph scrawled inside, and a caption I'd brilliantly coined myself. For the illusionists in us all. With love, Nancy Mitford. Amongst the 100 or so acquaintances in attendance, there were only a slight few who would understand the meaning behind the words. And oh, how they grinned like mischievous fiends. While the guests and entertainment attested to my sister and her husband's joie de vivre, the house's furnishings were stiff, and so were at least a dozen old biddies, and dripped of my mother-in-law decorated. How very miserable for my sister. One piece leapt out, the abstract art from the hoax the lot of us had played on Society 2 years ago, where it hung prominently in the drawing room. We still laughed about the creation of the anonymous and talented artist Bruno Hatt, and subsequent bogus exhibition that had scores of our friends bidding on a unique and quite hideous corkboard and rope-framed piece. There was only one thing missing from the celebration. My love, Hamish St. Clair Erskine. My sometimes fiancé, and sometimes not. Right now, we were not. Still, I longed for his return, longed to laugh again as he made me laugh. But after his latest debacle at uni, his parents had sent him off to New York City. Oh, bother. Why did they seek to destroy a perfectly extraordinary man? With the last of the books autographed, I smiled at those guests hovering near the marble table I'd used to sign. I stretched my fingers, in dire need of a champagne coupe, or maybe something a little stronger. A cocktail with a dash of cherry. Squeezing through the horde of bodies, I made my way to the Tower Bubbly, only to be intercepted by one of my dear friends. Why, if it isn't the brilliant Evelyn Woe, I gushed, tugging him into my arms. Looking dapper and tan from his recent trek across the globe, he seemed in good spirits after the not-so-unfortunate demise of his marriage to that horrible cow.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?